Right, so after the tight S-bend that you come up, the road bends round to the left and keeps bending round, and then further round as we get around this corner it bends round to the right and goes across the top, and there should be like a clearing to the right where they've chopped all the trees down, and there should be some piles of logs on the side of the road. Then we'll come across a Y shape in the track and we'll take the left and start bending round back to the left. Then we should be able to look down the clearing in the trees and see the Whiteburn Shank cottage again, hopefully, because we're so high up here. Get some absolutely stunning views because you're so high up, so it's worth coming up that S-bend from the bottom road. But I can see loads of tracks going up over the top of the ridge there where the piles of logs are, where the forest loggers go up. So they're calling this one Windy Slack L15074.014 Egger UK. They've got like a little map grids there. So they give all these jobs like names. This one's Windy Slack. Where that one on the main path that I went towards the other day was called Nettle Hope. So obviously they give them all names and map them out so they know which ones to go, which sites to go to work. Right, so bye for now, people. Right, we've come to the top of the S-bend and we've came round the road to the left here and started to climb up again. Now the map that I looked at, the road bends round the right and goes up where they've done some harvesting and there's some logs on the side of the road, and then the road will bend back round to the left and start coming back down on itself, and then you'll be able to look down into Whiteburn Shank cottage from up on top of the hills. Now on the left though there was a farmer's track supposedly going through the trees here, bears round the left first, then it bends round the right and goes downhill to meet the valley I was in the other day. So I'm just going to go further ahead of this track first to explore, and if it takes me nowhere we'll just double back and go past all the logging up there. So onwards and upwards, bye for now. Right, so that's looking back down to the double S-bend that we've come up. We've passed a couple of signs to say that they're logging, and there's some logs on the side of the road there. And you come across another poster here with a yellow arrow pointing to the right. So I think I'm on the right pathway where I was looking for. As soon as you get up the double S-bend, there's a pathway leads off to the left, comes up through the trees and drops down at the valley where I was the other day. So there's a bit of a wall coming up from that valley that I was looking at before. So it must be the same wall that goes down there. And it looks like it's coming up from a pathway that leads up through the trees, which I was looking for. And there's some warning signs over there and all on the wire fence. And some metal, look, I don't know if they're troughs for drinking, troughs for animals. These metal things on the side of the road. But one thing, okay, I've just had to replace my first battery. So we've passed that marker on the side of the road there with a yellow marker on it. Some little wooden posts here with the maps of the area that they're harvesting, and that's straight ahead where there's loads of little birds flying in the trees and you can hear them whistling and singing away, very happy. And there's another marker post over there, and how you get onto that is go down these stones here. Okay, so after making my way around the S-bend road, which you can see below, and now you come round to the left, it bends round, goes past that clump of trees in front, then the road actually bends round to the left again and comes round this track that I'm on now, and it's taken me right to the top of the ridge where they've been doing the logging, and there's piles of logs piled up on the right hand side on the top here. And because we're so high up, I can look right back along the valley where we came from, where we first took photographs of those guys that were camping in the bottom valley, where they had the fire going, where they had the Land Rovers and the motorbike, and they were drinking down there and camping out. So I can see them way in the distance because I'm so high up. That's looking right back down at the valley, the gully where we came up from, the bottom valley. And that's where that subsidence is, on the side of the hill there, beyond the S-Bend Road. And that's looking at the valley up ahead on the other side, going snaking round and up, where that stream comes down to meet the bottom river. It's absolutely stunning up here. There's Jay standing up there to get a bird's eye view across the landscape. And the dog's right beside him, chewing on a bit of log. He's always got to get his teeth into something. Right, let's pan round slowly and look back where we've just come up from. So I can see the road going straight ahead there, which I was going to go to anyway before we turn left and come up this track here. So I'll be going up there past where they're doing the logging higher up, and then you should be able to look down the valley into the gap where the Whiteburn Shack cottage is. I hear explosions going on in the background all the time when you come up here as well. Where I kind of get over the breathtaking views that you get from up here. It's beautiful. Right, so onwards and upwards to the top of this loggers track here. See what's at the other side, and see if I can look down at the valley where the 5 deer that I saw the other day were. So bye for now. Right, that's looking back to the track where we've just come down from after going to the top where all the logs are piled up on the side of the track where the loggers go. And that's looking back down the valley from where we came from, where them guys are camping. So we'll continue back up this track that I said we'll come back up. And you go up here. There's a marker there with a yellow disc on it. So we're going straight up here. We'll pass where they're doing the logging higher up, and they've got logs piled on the side of the road. And then there's come to a Y shape in the road, and then you take left Y and follow the road round to the left all the time. Then you come back on yourself. Then hopefully we should be able to see the Whiteburn Shank cottage below. That's the plan anyway. Whether it turns out that way, I don't know. But bye for now. Heading up this track. I'm getting nicky-nacky now, and it's hot, bloody hell. The sun's out perfectly. I've got my big coat on for winter. So I'm feeling it now. So this is like a turning point here, where the vehicle's going to reverse into and turn round. So bye for now, heading up the track. Right, coming further up this track, I've passed another marker on the left hand side with a yellow disc on it. And we're getting higher up the path. And there's another one on the right hand side there, 50 yards up. So there's plenty of markers to say that this is a public footpathway. So as we get to the top of the hill here, there should be a clearing on the right where they've chopped all the trees down, and all the logs will be piled up. So that's what I'm looking for next. So bye for now, toodle pip. Oh, wrong one, I'm pressing the wrong button, man. It's locked. Oh, it's recording. I couldn't press the button there because it was recording. Right, we've got to the top part of the farmer's track there from the S-Bend, and we came back onto the main track and coming uphill, and this is to the point where you get to the Y shape in the road. Now to go where I want to be, I'm taking the left fork and we're going up, and then it'll come back round on itself the other side of these trees here. And then with a bit of luck we should be able to look downhill towards Whiteburn Shank Cottage. Because when you think about it, we're really high in the forest area getting up towards Scotland. So that's why you come level with the Whiteburn Shack Cottage, which is pretty much at the top end. So after checking the maps out, you take this left fork off and it goes up and round to the left, and it keeps coming left again. So you keep following it round, and it brings you to the top of the trees where they've chopped them all down, a bit like that, up straight ahead. And you can look down the hill and you see Whiteburn Shank Cottage. And there's another spray paint with the initials EDS. So I'm beginning to wonder if EDS is for to say about the cottage, because they've been spray painted on all the posts and trees all the way up from the turn off for KIDLAND Cottage from the bottom valley. So I've got to try and find out what EDS stands for. So you've got that on the tree there, on the tree by itself. And you've also got your next marker post there with the yellow marker pointing up the way where we're going past the logs here. And there's another marker on the right hand side of the road about 200 yards up in the snow there. Right, so we're continuing up and round here to the left, and then we'll keep coming round in a circular motion KIDLAND these trees here. So bye for now, people. Right, we've got to the extreme top end of KIDLAND Forest, KIDLAND Forest, where we're going round the back of the trees and sort of like back on myself. And then when you bend round the left there and go back down a bit, we should be able to look down the hill and look down to the Whiteburn Shank cottage down below. So this is where we're going now. We're going to follow this road round. Nobody's been up here, like, because the snow is really deep. So we're the first footers, apart from animal prints in the snow, like deers have been hopping through here. But as you can see, the road's still completely covered in snow. But it's about a foot deep. It's not as bad as when I first came up to the cottage, where it's about 6 to 8 feet deep. There's a nice little stream running down the corner there in the groove to meet this road and go underneath. And then it's going straight down there alongside the trees. That nice fast running stream down below there. Right, so onwards and upwards. Follow this track right round and go down alongside these trees. And then over the top we should be looking down into the cottage with a bit of luck. So bye for now, people. Watching how the dog's walking through the snow, it's so funny, man. He's walking along and he's just sinking in all the time, and it's making him walk like he's drunk. So funny to watch him. Come here, son, get on the track here. No, don't go down there. Good boy, good boy. That's it, back on the stones. You walk properly again. Well, as you can hear underneath there, we're walking through thick snow, and now it's melted and I can see the stones on the track again. But there's another stream coming down this gully as well, just down there. So loads of streams are running down and going downhill to meet the road where I came along the bottom there, and I'll be able to see the Whiteburns cottage soon, because that stream there will run right down the bottom to meet the bottom road where it was flooding the track and melting half the track. So we're nearly there. So onwards and upwards, people. Go around this next bend and then drop down and look over the top of the ridge there, and we'll be able to see the cottage. So bye for now. Right through some more thick snow, and he was going through the thick on the right hand side there and doing his drunk walk again. It's so funny. That's looking back to the bend in the road that was just come up from the top of the track, come through some thick snow down there and all on that corner where nobody trekked before, and that's where the stream runs down along the side of those trees there. So they're going down and down into the dip where the cottage is. So hopefully by the time we get round the corner of this track we're on now, it bends around the right slightly, we should be able to look down and see the cottage. Yippee! So bye for now, people, from high up on the KIDLAND Forest from Clonell. We've just come round on the next bend here, which is obviously skirting round and keeping parallel with the path that we've just come up on the track, and we're going down parallel to these trees. And I've just passed another, what looks to be a footpath track going off for the public to go through the trees there up ahead. So I wonder if this is like a continuation track of the one that comes up from the side of the Whiteburn Shank cottage, because you cross a little wooden footbridge and it comes up through the trees where they've all been chopped down. So I wonder if this is where you come up from the corner there up ahead and come along this track and then go along that footpath there, which leads up through the trees and up over the top towards Usway Ford Farm. But that's looking over there where all the trees have been cut down in the corner, where all those streams are running down from. There's loads of trees falling over there at the top end as well. Not unless that path takes you along the top of that tree line there and takes you down towards the cottage and all. It might do, I don't know. Not until I get around this corner anyway. So bye for now. Right, I've come to an S-bend where there's like a turning point at the top of the track here. And I've just found like a track that's leading down and round through all these chopped trees. And I think the cottage is just down below, forward from where we are, because there's the gap in the trees there where the road comes through. And there's the side of where it's subsided on the left. So I think the caravan must be just down there somewhere. So we're just going to follow this makeshift track down through the chopped down trees. There's another one going around there, and that'll bring you around and down here as well. So you've just got to get down to the bottom of the hill as best you can, and the cottage will be down below, so we should be able to see it soon. So bye for now. Right, we've just been down those loggers tracks there at the left of this track that we're on, and they all lead to pretty much either dead ends or it's really difficult to get downhill. There's some streams running down, there's loads of trees and bits of trees blocking the pathway down, and I'm worried about him cutting his paws. So we've come back up the loggers tracks and got back onto the stone main track that we're on, and now we're going further along this top track so we can look down in the valley and actually see the cottage, and then we'll head downhill through these chopped down trees, find an easier way down. But I need to see the cottage first to see exactly where it is before we commit ourselves to go right down the bottom valley there, because it's really far down. So onwards and upwards along this track we'll go. So bye for now. Right, from what started off as just going to come up the track round the S-bend and follow the tree line down into the valley and hopefully see the Whiteburn's cottage at the bottom in the dip. We couldn't get down for one, couldn't see for two, so we've come back up to the main track, and now we're coming further along the main track on the top. And if you look down there, there's a road going off that's covered in snow. So basically we're going to go down there because the road bends around the left at the top. It'll take you down to the junction there where it meets that road, and then there's a farm track going off down the valley into the bottom, and I think that's the road we need to take to get down into the valley there where the cottage is. So bye for now, people. Right, so we've come right across the top of the farm, the loggers track, and we've come to a corner where the sun's not getting to because it's covered in snow again, and there's like a turning point here for the vehicles, and looks like a track going off there to the right, up the corner there. So that's going to take you up and over and further around into the forest above this end. But we're going to continue going round down here to meet that road that we're looking at earlier on. And then we'll go along the bottom of the valley and hopefully see the cottage. Right, so that's the snow got through. So still continue down and round to the left. So bye for now. Right, after doing much scrambling and walking along farm tracks and forestry tracks, we eventually came across the top of the hills here, and we still couldn't find our way down at the valley where the Whiteburn Shank cottage was. But anyway, we've ended up coming down the hill further around the bottom there, right next to where the round homestead is. We've just passed that, and I've come across this puddle in the middle of the track, and it's absolutely full with frog spawn, big massive dollops of it. So how they survive I don't know, because this water will eventually drain away with the sun. But never mind, we're going upwards and onwards to take pictures of the cottage before we head back. So I'm at the point in the road where there's three sets of corrosion on the left hand side, look. One after another, 1, 2 and a 3, the third one about 2,000 yards up on the left. And then the road bends right to the left and goes through the clearing again. So bye for now.